the wild, animals eat other animals, but they don't cut off their testicles, hang them upside down, and slowly kill them. The sharks eat its fish quickly and it kills it quickly. Humans waste tons of grass, water, and electricity to raise animals and then cruelly kill them. If people didn't raise and slaughter animals, we would have more grains to feed people and we would reduce pollution greatly. My first correction here, it has to do when you say they cut off their testicles, hang them upside down, and then slowly kill them. That's just incorrect. So what you're insinuating is that they grab this cow, put a rope around this cow's neck, hang it up on the ceiling, then proceed to pull out a knife, sharp object, and go stab, 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 stab. As the cow moves in pain, they stab it again, and stab it again. And as his guts and blood starts pouring out while he's being hung and still alive, that's how they process their meat. That is in fact the visual that you are trying to portray here. And you could not be more wrong in this portrayal. I'm not sure if you're aware of the Humane Slaughter Act, which was established in 1958. This act was developed to keep food animals safe before they are going to go in to be slaughtered. No method of slaughtering or handling in connection with slaughtering shall be deemed to comply with the public policy of the United States unless it's humane. Either of the following two methods of slaughtering and handling are hereby found to be humane. A. In the case of cattle, calves, horses, mules, sheep, swine, and other livestock, all animals are rendered indispensable to pain by a single blow or gunshot to an electrical, chemical, or other means that is rapid and effective before being shackled, hoisted, thrown, cast, or cut. In accordance to the ritual requirements of the Jewish faith or any other religious faith that prescribes a method of slaughter whereby the animal suffers a loss of consciousness by anemia or the brain caused by the simultaneous and instantaneous severance of the carotid arteries with a sharp instrument and handling connection with anything such as slaughtering. So what this law is saying is that the animal is completely unconscious and cannot feel pain when they are slaughtered. And here's the thing you probably don't know. I've been in a slaughterhouse, I know how they work, I've seen what they do. And your description that they hang them upside down, completely alive and feeling the pain is incorrect. All I have to do is get a needle, stick it in my arm, and have a peaceful death. I die in my sleep and I feel no pain. To mention that the USDA also inspects to make sure that processing farms follow these specific guidelines, so therefore you would actually not be torturing an animal. Another clarification I would like to add is that you say if people didn't raise and slaughter animals, we would have more grains to feed people and reduce pollution greatly. Here's the thing. The problem with this is that back in 3500 BC, I don't remember which primate it was. It was either Neanderthals or the primate before that. We've been domesticating animals since almost the beginning of time. The dog was the first domesticated animal that we ever domesticated, and we used dogs as pets, but also back at that time we used them as food because meat provides healthy nutrition. I'd also like to make another point that you have no idea what torturing animal or animal cruelty is. For those of you who don't know, I had an aunt who has now passed away, but in her house, she had a total of over 70 cats. And in this house, the walls and floors were covered with feces from months and months and months, along with all the same cats intermating, having breeding cats in the house, on top of them never receiving food or water. And yes, cats were actually dying in this house, and yes, cats actually had bones showing on their body. That, ladies and gentlemen, is a pure example of animal brutality or animal abuse. You can sit there and cry your little tears and say that animals are tortured and abused. In reality, having been in a food processing factory and seeing what they do, and for the most part lining up with the Humane Slaughter Act of 1958, they're not torturing an animal. You know, it's almost as bad as those people who say when I smack an insect, a mosquito that's sucking my blood, that I am therefore an insect killer and murderer. No joke, ladies and gentlemen, I have had people and argued with people who think like that. And here's the thing. If you don't want to eat meat, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. I don't mind. But my problem is my problem is this. When you get someone, I love my bacon. When you get someone who tells you and says that you are wrong for eating meat. It's almost like religion in a way. It's so egocentric. You're a murderer if you eat meat. You are wrong for eating meat. You are an inhumane person. You have no emotions. You have no feelings. You're eating bacon. That's so evil. Like I said, if you're a vegan, that's good for you, that's not me, but the fact that you have to try to force me and tell me that I'm wrong for eating food, eating meat, is absurd. Please do not force your religion on me. And please don't force your veganism and non-eating habits of meat on me. You don't eat meat? That's great. I eat meat? That's great too. But once you start forcing your beliefs upon me, that's when I'll start eating my bacon in front of you. I am Mr. Repzion, also known as Daniel Sulzbach. Peace the rep out. And by all means, if you like bacon, let me know. Bacon power!